Hi friends, my name is Al or Lilstarnerd. Welcome to everyone's favorite kind of video, a sketchbook tour. That's right, we're already back with another one. I know you guys like for me to get right into it, but I do have a few things to say. I'm gonna go really fast. 1, thank you to my patrons for sponsoring this video. Your names are on screen. Love you. I could not continue to do this without the support of my patrons, so thank you so much. If you would also like to support me, Patreon is a great way. I also have channel memberships here on YouTube, which is like $1 a month. So if you just wanna it's like a tip jar. If you just wanna support me because you like me, that's a great way to do it, and you get your name in the beginning of every video. And then over on Patreon, I have 3 tiers. I have a $5 tier where you get a monthly audio podcast with like some behind the scenes stuff where I go in depth and more things. You also get early access art and again, your name in videos. Then I have a $20 tier where you get all of that plus an exclusive video, postcard, and sticker every single month. And on top of all of that, I have a $50 tier which includes all of that stuff plus an original 5x7 or 6x8 made by me with love every single month. So please consider checking out my Patreon. The link will be down below. 2, onto the sketchbook stuff. This is a Strathmore Mixed Media Series 500. It's a soft cover. The link will be down below. It's my favorite sketchbook. I highly recommend it. I've used it many, many times. I think it's great for pretty much every medium. Which brings me to 3. There is an affiliate link for this specific sketchbook down below. If you really like this sketchbook, which like I said, I do recommend, please consider using my affiliate link. I get some change off the top of that. I have that because despite begging, Strathmore still will not sponsor me, and I do a lot of advertising for them. Finally, I think number 4, I started this sketchbook 12/18/22 and I completed it 3/13/23, so about 3 months. There is a reason that I kept it for that length of time, and there is some context to basically this entire sketchbook and like my feelings toward this sketchbook. If you want to know more about that, watch my previous video where I did the last spread. While in this video I will discuss like each individual piece and page, you won't know my feelings about the entire thing or context behind the sketchbook unless you watch that video. It's not necessary, but it probably will help. It will enhance your viewing experience. I did forget to say, I have one more thing. Sketchbook tours always bring a bunch of new people to my channel, which is awesome. But if you like this video, you might like a lot of my other videos, so please consider subscribing. I do sketchbook tours pretty regularly, and a lot of the stuff in the sketchbook is stuff that I make videos about, so please consider sticking around. Okay, now we can get into the sketchbook tour. Okay, so this is the front, obviously. The glare is kind of bad. So, I get a lot of stickers sent to me. I don't remember where every sticker is from. If I missed you, please let me know in the comments. What I need to start doing is I need to start putting usernames on the inside cover. But I do know that this is Chris Hong, that's me. This is Mumo Studio, Little Tiny Egg, Sarah, and Bake Your Sins, or Bake Your Andy. I don't know what your profile name is. I think it's Bake Your Sins on Instagram. And then the other ones I have recently shouted out or mentioned in other videos, but I'm so sorry, I can't remember everyone. But yeah, let's get into the sketchbook. A few mementos here. Here's obviously the first page. I did a whole video on this. This is the album cover for the Cars album. I love the album, I love the cover, and I love this painting. I think I did a really good job. It's gouache. I won't go into too much detail because I did a whole video on it. But yeah, it's gouache and I really like the way it turned out. I love the color palette. I just think it looks really pretty. I really like it. This is a weird, I don't know, photo study, I guess, of an experimentation of someone's rug. I went to someone's house and they had this really cool rug in their bathroom, and it it reminded me of a sea creature or something, so I took a photo and I tried to paint it, and it was just way, way harder than I thought it would be. So it doesn't look at all like it did in real life, but I still like it. I think it's cool. I think this is just done with blue and black ink. And then here are my 2023 art goals, which, we'll talk about in the near future, but not right now. This is a note from Unhinged Peach on Instagram. We sent little care, this is theirs too, which I love this is so cute. But we sent each other little care packages, like an art trade, which was so fun. I love doing that with people. It's one of my favorite things to do. This came from a Christmas gift, so I just taped it in. I got Charlie Brown Peanuts stamps, and I kept the little decorative part. And then I was testing some new supplies that I got for Christmas back here. Here are some portrait studies with markers and colored pencils. They're fine. I don't love them. They're really messy and kind of weird looking. This is in a time where I was really not feeling my sketchbook. I wasn't having fun with it, and I wasn't willing to put in a lot of work. And I think you can kind of tell with these. Are they bad? No. But did I put any time and effort in? No. This is a miscellaneous doodle page. I have, I don't know what this is. I don't know why I did this. This is just a character, an elf character with a lot of eyes. I don't know why. This was some thumbnailing, and then I did a horse. The anatomy is crazy. The head's okay. The body is crazy. And then over here, just some more like pen doodles. I think this is when I was sick, maybe? Or no, this was after my surgery or before my surgery. And I was like just trying to get some work done before I was gonna be out for a while. This is during my surgery. This is like while I was in bed on my medication. I pulled out a few supplies. I think I had gotten some new colored pencils, so I pulled out some faves and the new ones. And I just did some work. I just pulled out like a limited supply and I like doodled. And I really actually like this whole page, or spread, I guess. This is like my view from where I was sick in bed of my room. Here's the weekly comic, which, spoiler alert, you're gonna notice there's not many weekly comics. I like totally forgot to do it. But there are a few, and this is the first one, and I actually really like this one. I think it's funny. But I love this dog. My mouth was really bloody, so there's blood. This was a tree I saw on the way to my surgery, and I thought it was really pretty, so I took a picture. This is more of the same. I was still in bed a few days later, and I, again, pulled out some limited supplies. I think just these 3 things. And, or no, there's also, I guess, a marker too. And this is all doodle stuff. These things became Patreon rewards because I just love them so much. Here's a Daniel LaRusso, but yeah, just colored pencil doodles. I had fun with this. I still think it's cute, but not much to see, honestly. Here is, look at how messy this is. I don't know, I could spray this with fixative, but I'm really afraid of how fixative affects certain mediums. Like I know with pastel, it like basically ruins the piece, so I'm afraid to use fixative on stuff like gouache. But I do need to find a way to keep it from destroying itself. But yeah, these are just gouache portraits. Did a video on this, made a bunch of reels and TikToks out of it. I really like a lot of them. Some of them are like funky. Like I love this one, I love this one. These are a little patchy, but I do like this one. I like this one. But yeah, they're fine. Like I like them. It was a really like fun spread to do. I would like to do more of this stuff, but honestly, this does take a lot of time and effort, and I don't always have that time and effort to put into my sketchbook, especially for stuff that's, I don't know, pretty basic, you know what I mean? But I did have a really good time with these, and I really like the way it looks. Here is a spread that I actually really, really like. I originally was going to do a couple of different oil pastel landscapes. I did this one, and I didn't like it at all. It's fine, like now it's fine, but it was not at all the effect that I wanted. This is not what I was going for. I think it's cute, but it was not what I planned. So then on this page, I was going to do a bunch of cloud studies because I don't know how to do clouds with markers. I did one, didn't like it, so I didn't want to keep doing it. So instead, this became kind of just like a little collage random spread page. I did a pair here. I love this pair. I think it's really good. I've got an old TV back here and some two original characters right here. There's a little speech bubble. If you see any text or speech bubbles, it's most likely entirely random. I get, just phrases stuck in my head, or I find something funny, or I hear something somewhere and I just write it down. So it doesn't necessarily mean anything. Here we've got, did I do that? That's so funny. Just some planning stuff. This was in prep for a Make It Gay, and then this was planning for a piece that I wanted to do. I did do it. I don't like how it turned out. And this is a dog, I guess. It looks like a Bob's Burgers character. It's so crazy. I got this red Pentel pen. It's this pen, and I saw it on someone's TikTok, and I was like, wow, this is so pretty. I need it. But I didn't know what to do with it. Like, I didn't know how I was gonna use it. So I was like, let me do some monotone stuff. Pulled out a pink marker, and I used like a base of pink marker, and I used the red pen on top, and I love the way it looks. I need to do more of this, because I think I only did it in the one page. But I love the way it looks. It's so cute. It looks so pretty. I especially love it for something like this, like a landscape. I think it allows for a lot of dimension. Like, I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it feels like there's so much dimension here, and there's literally only 3 tones, and I love that. And I want to experiment more with that. Here are, I don't know, is this micron? I can't even tell what this is. This must be like micron, but just some doodles. I actually really like these. This is the kind of stuff that I feel like I used to do a lot and I no longer do, but I would like to do more of. Stylized characters, people, stuff from my head that allows me to work on anatomy and people without it having to be super realistic. I really like them. I think they're really cute. I like this style. I want to do more of this. And then some dog teeth. Here is, again, one thing that I've been doing a little bit here and there is just selecting like some supplies and then using that in a page, because that way, I don't know, it makes it easier. I don't have to come up with ideas. It's like, okay, what can I do with these supplies? So here I pulled out a few different supplies, all stuff that wouldn't bleed through, and I just did some stuff. I love these fish. I want to do something with these fish. I also like this cat, but I like these fish better. And then there's an Astro Boy. I love Astro Boy. I've loved him since I was like 10 or 11. And I want to draw him more, but I feel like he's not at all in my style. But I want to like figure that out because I love him and I would like to draw him. Here's where I was dog sitting for a few days and I sat on their back porch and I drew what I saw. This was a lot of fun, very different than what I normally do. And I actually love this style. This is something that I feel like I can't do because I don't have the style for it. But this I feel like is what I want to be doing, like in terms of style. So here is like the neighbor's backyard tree. I love the way I did this tree. I love the way I did this tree. Here's the view of the lake in their backyard. Lake? Pond? I don't know. In the red Pentel brush, which is like fine. It was a little bit harder because there were a lot more tones than just 2, but it was what it was. And then this is the other neighbor's banana trees that I tried to draw, but it was very difficult. And this is the dog that I was dog sitting. This is a piece that was supposed to be the Patreon postcard, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. This is something that I do really struggle with, like this balance between stylized and realism. I feel like this is just not at all. I think one, the colors are off, but also I just feel like it's ugly. I do think that the style is ugly. But like for me, this is not what I had intended. But I do like the concept. Like I don't think it flops. I just don't like it. You know what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, it's done with markers. It's fine. Here's where I was babysitting and I had gotten these new colored pencils and I was testing them out, and while the baby was asleep, the toddler was asleep, I had been coloring with them. She woke up and saw me and she made me draw her a bunch of trees, and then she also tried to draw. You'll see more of her drawings later, but she asked me to draw like a baby, so I drew babies, and then she wanted a lot of trees and then a cake. Here is more of testing out those colored pencils. I really like this. It's really simple, really basic, but I did have fun doing it. It's not like as highly detailed as I normally go with colored pencils, but again, I like it. It's cute, it's soft, it's simple. This is a gouache thing that I had done for the print making thing, and it wasn't dry in time. And I also thought it was ugly, but I didn't want to waste it, so I just taped it in here. More colored pencil stuff. Oh, this is testing the watercolors that I got, the Paul Rubens, if I remember right. And then here is some thumbnailing of an idea that I had. So I live in Tarpon Springs. I live near Tarpon Springs, and that is a very Greek area. Like a lot of Greek people live there, Greek businesses, all that stuff. And so there's a lot of like Greek architecture, including a lot of like vases, and like there's all sorts of like literally like classic Greek stuff. So there's this one on the way to this beach that I go to all the time. There's this vase statue thing. And I took a picture of it and I drew it, and it's okay. It's fine. It takes up a page at least. Here is a page of The Last of Us, plus my own apocalypse character. But yeah, done with marker, colored pencil. This is an old stamp, I guess, from '98. But yeah, I like this page. I wish it was a bit more saturated, but it is still good, and I still like it. Here is testing for printing. I just taped it in because I wanted to keep them. And here, I actually love this page so much. I am turning this into a sticker, but I don't remember why, but I had this idea of like, okay, what if I just colored a whole page yellow? I just want to do that, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do with it the next day. So I colored in like with a big chunky marker. I colored the whole page orange, yellow, and I just like left it there. Then a day later, I was trying to figure out like, what am I gonna do with this yellow page? And I was like, oh, you know what? I'll draw some oranges on top and use this as the base. And then everything else is done with acrylic marker and oil pastels. And I really like it. I love the blue. I love like this being the same color, that like lack of contrast. I love it. I really, really like this. I would love to do this over and over again. I think it is so pretty and so cool. I went to the beach, I drew 2 people, and then I was done. I napped. I pretty much passed out at the beach, and it was amazing. And then here is where I did some anatomy, figure study. drawing with a pen. I had this blue pen that I love to use, especially for this kind of stuff. I had so much fun. And I really like the style that this is in, because when I've done it previously, I would go like super detailed and super rendered and would do a lot of shading. But for some reason, I just didn't. And I did it a lot more basic. And I think it looks so much better. Like, I think it looks so cool this way. I especially love this one. And as always, when I do these, I contoured it with some yellow highlighter. I think that adds a nice touch. But yeah, this is one of my favorite pages. I love these figure studies. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of slayed it with the feet and hands. Not to brag. So here is more development of that idea that I had. This is actually January's Patreon exclusive video, going from start to finish with this piece. But I had this thought came to me of like, you know, your house is a home, your body is a home, whatever. And I made this piece. I actually really love it. I'm really proud of it and the whole process. If you want to see that, consider joining my Patreon. But yeah, I won't talk too much about it, but this is the thumbnail. And then using more of that pen, because I was really in like vibing with this pen. I did some more like characters, abandoned these, I guess. And then this is another weekly comic. More of those colored pencils with the baby. This is all her. I mean, I did these cats, but she's an artist, as you can tell. More figure studies, because I really enjoyed doing it the first time, so I did it some more. I love the way this looks. This highlighter, I love using highlighter in my sketchbook. I actually really like how simple these are. I don't know, I feel like I've gotten a lot more confident with this stuff. I used to mess up when I did it a lot, and I don't really do that anymore. So I really like these. I had a lot of fun with them. Go me. This is a page of doodle requests. It's fine. I love the vibe of it, but some of the individual stuff is like super messy. I have Mario Pedro Pascal. I drew him really badly, so I would like to formally apologize. I do love this dog here. I think it's funny. I think dogs peeing and pooping is funny. I have a moth that I actually really love. This little guy, very fun. And then I have this cat as a strawberry, and I think that's so cute and funny, and I would like to draw it better, but this specific drawing is really bad. A very messy comic. I've really been struggling with the comics. I don't have ideas, but that was the point of doing the challenge, so I'm gonna try to keep going. But this is more of that Apocalypse original character. He's like a young kid. His name is Kip with 2 P's. I don't remember why I named him that. This is back from 2015, 16, maybe more like 2018. I at the time I had missed out on the Divergent era, the very popular Apocalypse 2014 phase. And I was like, you know what? Every other artist seems to have a zombie apocalypse original character, so I need one. So I made one, and I love him. And I actually really adore these drawings specifically. I love the marker. I forgot how much I loved doing this style, working with marker and color pencil on stylized characters like this. I love it, so good. These, I'm so excited about this. I have not done anything else with them, but I swear, I promise myself that I will, because I want to so bad. This, maybe you've heard me talking about this kind of semi-recently, I've been really getting into the Florida aesthetic, the lighthouses and shells and fish and fishing and boats, stuff that has never interested me before. Now that I live here, I've just fallen in love with all this nautical stuff. And I the art, I've struggled with making art about it, even though I would love to. And I was like, you know what would be so fun is characters, a fisherman character. And so that's what I've made. I've got, this is a fisherman. I know I have a name for her. Okay, so this is a fisherwoman. She fishes, she's on a boat, she slays. This is her girlfriend, who is a waitress at the beachside restaurant that she gets fish for. And her name is Candy, and I love that. They're so cute. I'm obsessed with them, and I need to work on them, but I love them already. Here's a colored pencil portrait of With Love Lynn. She had this old, and it's from the previous Lunar New Year, a photo of herself, and I have been obsessed with that photo. I saved it when she posted it because I was like, this is amazing. The colors, the composition, just everything about it was great. So I drew it, and then I stopped halfway through because I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do the stuff that I don't wanna do, like hair. Hair is hard, I didn't wanna do it. But I did really enjoy doing her face. Her makeup was beautiful. She's beautiful. There we go. This year, I also started taking a open studio. It's not a class. I got yelled at for calling it a class, but I don't know what else to call it. An open studio figure drawing gathering, okay? And this is the first session where I guess this is all we did. We didn't do any warm-ups. We just did 2 1.5 hours drawings. And I really like these. I had a lot of fun. It was surprisingly easier than I thought it was gonna be. I really thought that this would be something that I would struggle on. And it wasn't easy. It didn't come super easy, but it was not as difficult as I thought it would be. I think the, figure studying that I've done from photos has helped me for this. But it was very different, and it did kill my back. Here is a fun page of just like collage-y stuff inspired by stuff from old sketchbooks. An original character, These are the girlfriends. That's an old doodle that I did that I copied. Night in the Woods and Bucky. And then this is the part of the March Patreon postcard. I think I called the last one January, but it was February. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's a fake. I had this idea while on a walk like a month ago, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And I did it. This is a little thing I had in my head. This is something that I used to really struggle with and complain about, but the idea of like having ideas and then being able to transfer them onto paper. And I've been getting a lot better at that. The second I have an idea, no matter how unoriginal or uninteresting, I try to put it on paper. And it's been working out really well for me. This was one of those ideas. I just had this image in my head and I put it on paper. And honestly, I did a really good job going from my head to paper. Like this is pretty much what I was picturing, which is great. That is something that I used to really, really struggle with. So I'm proud to see my progress. And this is a attempt at a doodle of a doodle you'll see on an upcoming page. But I love, not this version of him. This version of him is ugly, but I do love him and I will be drawing more of him. I was visiting my great uncle who is an artist. He does a lot of watercolor and me and my family went to see him and we all did some watercolor together. This is my mom's. She wasn't gonna keep it, so I was like, well, give it to me. So it's in my sketchbook for safekeeping. As always, in every sketchbook, I do this thing where I'll have my sister pick out a color palette of markers. She'll draw me random shapes, and then I have to come up with things to make those shapes out of. Did that make sense? And I love the color palette she chose this time. And I actually love a good amount of these doodles. I love this little cheeky raccoon. Love this caterpillar, love this bird. I actually really like this spider, but most of all, I love him. I'm in love with him. I think he's amazing. I will be drawing more of him. Look at his little fingers. I think he's so funny. I love him so much. I love his shape. He's amazing. I love it. I saw this shape and I was like, oh, Patrick Star. But I was like, I don't care about SpongeBob. I'm not doing that. And I didn't. And I think he's amazing. I literally, I want to make a sticker just for me. He's so funny. Oh, okay. Anyways, moving on. Back here is where I did get a little bit lazy and I stopped filling in some pages, I'm not gonna lie, but honestly, I don't really mind. I was busy. And I was also on this, journey of doing stuff for myself in my sketchbook. And if I wanted to leave a page blank, I was gonna leave a page blank. Over here is the March Patreon sticker. I actually love this little guy. I think this is a mourning dove, right? I think. I don't remember. I should know that. I don't remember though. But yeah, he's really cute. I like him. Moving on, I guess. Here is the next session that I did of my figure drawing open studio thing. We started with a bunch of 1-minute warm-ups, which was terrifying, but once I got into the groove of it, I did really enjoy it. So this is where we started. She was wearing these giant heels and it was super, it was interesting, but I was like, let me draw your toes. Give me those feet. But yeah, she had some really, I started over here actually. You can tell because these are better, but there's this really loose sketch right here. And I was like, that's not with a 4H pencil. And I was like, no, I gotta go in immediately and be bold. So I pulled out the 2B and everything else was done with the 2B. So I started here, went here, and came back to there, I think, if I remember right. More, okay, which is this? Okay, here's some 2 minutes. Which I honestly felt like the 2 minutes were kind of pointless. Either give me a 1 minute or give me more than that. The 2 minutes was a little too much time to do nothing, you know what I mean? So here's 2-minute studies. Then this was a 20-minute. And then these are 2 20 minutes. But yeah, I actually did the face, and I normally, like if you've noticed with those pen ones, I don't normally draw the face, and I really tried to, and it doesn't look like her, but I did draw a face-looking face, so that's progress. And then we have 2 more, I think these are 20 minutes. This one was the last one. I do really like this one. I think it's fun and cool. And then I think this one is probably my favorite. I really liked this pose. She was looking at her phone, and she had her like robe bunched up underneath her, and it was just like really interesting. And I did get some toes. But yeah, this knot class has been so fun, and I feel like I'm learning a lot, and it's really cool. I was really kind of nervous about it, and it's just been great. And then we have the technical last spread, which is gouache painting. I just did this video. If you didn't watch it, please go watch it. I really like it. I really am in love with this spread. I think it looks great. I really like the photo that I took. I don't know. I really think it's cool. It's a little sloppy, but I think the overall effect is really, really cool. I'm really proud of it. Like even I'm looking at the viewfinder, it like kind of slays. Kind of looks like, I love that it goes to the edges. Every time I do something that goes to the edge of the paper, I'm like, wow, that's so cool. I need to do that more. And then I don't. But yeah, it's just a mirror picture that I took because I thought that would be a fun idea. And I was right. But yeah, if you want to see the process, go watch that video. Here is my uncle's thing that I have my mom's. This is my uncle's to cover up the hole. There's a hole in this page from this sticker. It has some residue on it and it ripped a hole. And that's why I couldn't use the last spread as the last spread. Completed 3/13/23, and then here I have a pocket that I use to keep like business cards and stuff that, you know, I wanted to remember. And there we go. That's the sketchbook. I'm gonna open it up just so you don't have to see that glare. Let me put it on my favorite spread. Thank you so much for watching. That's the whole sketchbook. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, the whole shebang. I do these pretty regularly, so please consider subscribing. Check me out on all my stuff, all the links down below. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Go watch all my other videos, watch a movie, and go do some art. Bye, guys.